Hi, I'm Salty Pauly, and I read the internet. Today we're going to the OkCupid subreddit. OkCupid is a well-known online dating website that people use to find dates and relationships. We're gonna go and find a good post today, so sit back and relax, maybe get something to drink. Today's post is titled, "When I Don't Message Back. These are the reasons why. Hint, it's probably not because you're ugly." Well, that's nice of you. I obviously can't speak for all women, but I certainly can tell you why I don't respond to certain messages. If you find yourself sending a lot of messages but not getting anything back, perhaps you will get something out of this. For background, I'm early 30s and am okay looking. Certainly not a 9 or a 10 or an 8. So then like a 4 or 5 then. But I do okay for myself, so like a 3 then. I get around 20 or so new messages a day, not counting the ones I filter. What the fuck? 20 messages a day plus filtered? Holy shit. That is a lot. I try to read all of them in a timely manner when I am active. If I take a few weeks off, then I catch up on the most recent ones when I get back online. I used to respond to every message, but I put a firm stop to that after my polite declines were met with very aggressive hostility and threats. Yeah, guys, look, if you get rejected or you just get like silence, don't be like, oh, you're a dumb bitch, or your face looks like a hooker or something. It's a waste of effort. It's a waste of time. You're not going to wiggle your way in there, and at that point, you're just doing it to protect your own ego. Makes you look insecure, makes you look weak. Don't do that shit. So now, a no response is the only way I feel safe rejecting someone online. I had people piece together my regular hangouts from my pics and threaten to come actually find me. And I've never had that happen from a no reply, so yeah, sorry. Holy shit, that's scary. I can't keep every conversation going. Not if I want to keep my job and sleep at night. If I turned those 20 new messages into conversations and kept them going each day, in addition to the people I started speaking to the day before, I would be messaging non-stop for literally the entire day. Oh, woe is you. So difficult with your infinite messaging. My God. I am not exaggerating. Last night I was bored, so I got back online around 6 p.m. and did not stop until I went to be at midnight. What? Holy shit. Lady, that's like an addiction. That's like how people watch Netflix. Do something else. This is typical for most women I have spoken to. Do something else, ladies. Or make a blanket. I don't know. Go hunting. Do something really strange. Like, I don't know. Whittling. Make like a carved duck. Do something. Anything else. Literally anything else will do. We get a lot of messages, so we typically will have to almost randomly pick 1 or 2 people to focus on messaging at a time. I also message first quite often. Well, that's very nice of you. So without further delay, here is why I, in particular, probably didn't return your message. Number 1, I didn't see it because I've been offline. It's time consuming and I take breaks sometimes. This is fair because most online dating places have last online was this date. So you can tell if someone hasn't been online in like a month, 2 weeks, probably don't want to message them as they're either off the market or they're just not going to read it. Number 2, you were filtered out. I don't pay for the premium. Pretty sure most women don't. But for free, you can filter to a preferred match percentage as well as your looking for criteria. I rarely look at the filtered since it is typically just garbage messages. I don't know how the filter works. I don't know how you can filter people, but you're probably missing a few matches that would be good, but for the most part, I believe you. It's probably good. It's probably working. 3, it was a garbage message. Hey baby, or anything else is not something I will even open anymore because they are almost always not what I am looking for. I agree with this. Don't message this bullshit. It's really dumb. Or, hey sweetie, sweet ass, sugar tits, milky jugs, stuff like that. Just leave it out of your title. However, I cannot speak for other women who might be into that. I've just never personally met a woman who liked hearing that as the first sentence from a stranger. I'm sure there are some women, but they're probably not online, so might as well just skip that. 4. You've asked me the same question I've been asked 10,000 times. Oh, woe as you. 10,000 times? Oh my God. Lord have mercy. 10,000 messages. So difficult. As opposed to like the guy with like, 0 messages. But see, guys don't understand this because they don't know what questions you're being asked. They're the ones who have to create the message, but they don't know what kind of messages you're receiving, how similar they are to other guys. Now, they might have to do a little research and learn how to write a good message, but there's still a good chance that he could make a nice, well thought out message, and you will just decline anyways for a number of reasons. So a lot of guys shotgun their messages out in hopes that one woman will look at his profile picture and say, oh, this guy's cute enough. That is why. This one is tough because it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It's just about exhaustion. Tip: if she has love to draw on her profile, I guaranteed she has been asked, so what kind of things do you draw? Oh, well, shit. That fucking pervert. How dare he? My God, what kind of stuff do you like to draw? Well, fuck you. I've heard that question 5,000 times. You're a shithead. Next. Great. More times she can count and she might not feel like answering again. Great. However, if the message said something like, I am also into art, I just insert description of self and work, I would respond to that. Well, just respond to the other one then. What? Oh, I'm bored by your possible interest questions. I mean, it's the same thing. You're responding to something the same way. You just said it differently. It's fine. I get it. The other one's better. It's a good solution. I'm not going to rip on you for this one. Find it much easier to start a conversation when someone shares something about themselves. Alright? Sure. Makes sense. Number 5. I don't want to take a damn quiz. If I feel like it is a game of 20 questions, I will not engage. Similar to above, I've already answered those questions 1,000 times, and honestly, it just feels judgy that early on. I can tell you all about my career and hobbies on a date. This is absolutely great advice. Don't treat your initial messages like an interview. That's so fucking boring, and nobody wants to do that. The messages should really be more about getting to know the basics and seeing if your personalities mesh, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of people have really bland personality online because they don't know how to... They don't want to offend, but they also don't want to be boring. They want to show interest, but they don't want to be too sexual or something like that. It gets kind of difficult for many guys who have no real direction of where they're going with any of the messages, so... This just comes back from poor research. Number 6. You're not compatible with me. I know the match percentages aren't gospel, but I have been doing this off and on for many years. Find them to be pretty accurate. Also, if I see something in your questions or profile that is a deal breaker for me, I will not respond. Pictures can also be telling, but not always. Alright, I mean, you have your own deal breakers, match percentages. I don't know anything about those, so I'm just going to assume that it's fine. Number 7. I am 100% certain that I am not going to be able to be attracted to you. Oh, if I am 100% certain. If I'm on the fence, I still engage since there have been so many times that someone's personality made me come around. And people don't always take great photos. Your lack of attractiveness is probably the least likely reason for me not to message back, but it has happened. Well, at least you'll admit that it's happened. But I think for a lot of people, attractiveness is a pretty big deal, especially in photos, even for Cupid, Tinder, whatever. Number 8. You only have 1 or 2 photos and they are blurry and obviously old. Yet you are extremely judgmental of the photos already. So why don't you backpedal on this number 7 bullshit? I'm just not taking my chances on getting catfished again. Oh shit. Well, I'm sorry to hear you got catfished. In order to feel comfortable ever going on a date with you, I need to see you in social settings, doing hobbies, having fun in your element. A one-off selfie isn't going to tell me anything about you. Your face is literally one out of thousands of factors. Thousands of factors? Holy shit. Can we get a list of those factors? Can I get a list? Like a printable one? And hang it on my wall and kind of laugh at it every day? Holy thousands of factors. Wow. And also, I very rarely see any girl in a photo on their online profile that's not just a one-off selfie or somebody trying to work some angles. Or they're with their friends at a Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean, very rarely. Or even worse, they're wearing what do you call it? Teflon pants and a windbreaker and a ponytail with a old hat, some sunglasses, and a backpack outside. I'm like, no. Nope. Hell no. No. This is not what you should be putting on a dating website. Absolutely not. Not impressed. Number 9. Your picture is too vain or inappropriate. Gym selfies with you pulling up your shirt and showing your abs will not be effective. I think you mean effective on me ever. I don't even open messages from people like that because I assume we are looking for 2 very different things. I mean, that's fair enough, but absolutely, if you have a 6-pack, it better be on your profile. It better be on there. If you worked your ass off for a 6-pack and you don't have that thing glistening in the sun on your damn profile, oh hell no, you're wasting your time. Definitely get those abs up there, man. Number 10. You don't have a picture up at all. This is actually borderline offensive. Uh-oh, triggered. You spend all day browsing women's profiles, shopping for a pretty date, and yet you can't be bothered to post a picture? No way. If I have to do it, you have to do it. No, not at all. Immeasurable hypocrisy. Men have to do all kinds of stuff you don't have to do for online profiling, including buying premium, which is what most men have to do if they even want to send first message or something. So get this crap out of here. Also, I completely agree with your point. Have a picture. If I don't know what you look like, I'm just going to assume you're butt ugly and or catfishing and or a scam. You're probably a scam or a robot. So yeah, picture. Everybody needs a picture. That's fine. 11. You didn't fill out your profile. If you want to browse by pics only, go to Tinder. I mean, yeah, you should fill out a little, but guys, don't overshare. Don't fill out too much. It's incredibly try-hard, desperate. It shows that you're trying extremely hard to get a date, and it's a big turnoff. I don't recommend it. Few lines here and there, maybe a couple interests, just to say, hey, this is the stuff I'm interested in, but yeah, don't go crazy. 13. Your messages didn't spell out actual words. This one is probably the most common. Fortunately, the filter catches most of them, but some slip through. Saying, how are you, will never elicit a response. It seems lazy. Like you can't even take the time to write out you. Wait. Like you can't even take the time write out you. You didn't take the time to proofread that sentence. Lady, come on. Seriously? I love that. The next sentence, come on. No, you come on. You come on. The fuck is this? If I have to do it, you have to do it. So come on then. 14. You open by talking about how much money you make or something braggy. Yeah, that's really douchey. I agree. don't like being around people like that in person, so I don't engage with them on OkCupid either. Fair enough. Nor do I care about you, vacation home, or fancy car. I just met you. I want to know if we get each other's humor and can carry on some sort of witty banter. 15 negging, which is like, I guess, passive insult in order to create banter. But it's bad. I love... Okay, I'll let you finish here, and then I'll get to this point, alright? But I do love how there's no examples, none, of this witty banter that you so much crave. That's all about I can think of. Some of these might actually deserve a polite response. But for the reasons I mentioned earlier, I just can't respond to them all. So why deciding who I want to get to know better? These are some of the things running through my head as I am narrowing down messages. It really does have little to do with how hot you are. I prefer guys who people usually consider average rather than super hot. It's probably a guy who's like borderline a model, I swear to God. A lot of women do, actually. Some of them might disagree, I think, but that's everyone. Fine. If you want to get a response from someone, I advise mention something in the profile, but then share something about yourself. This is terrible advice. Absolutely not. No. This is what you can do as a woman to get a response. As a man, this will not work. I would much rather start a conversation with someone who did that rather than just ask me a question I've answered over and over again. But don't feel too bad if you don't hear back. Sometimes it just never gets seen, and that has nothing to do with you. It's just bad luck with timing. Alright, so lots of guys know the trick. Mention something in the profile, and then share something about yourself. I see that you like blah blah blah. I also like that and do this. Do you enjoy this thing? There's over 1 million of those getting sent a day, and they're getting shot down left and right with the thousands of factors rule here. So why should anyone have to put effort in if they think they look good enough and can just shotgun 1 billion messages out to a bunch of women, get 10 responses because they look good enough? I mean, you want a fancy, lovely message to be written for just you, and then, oh, but I have a lot of things I didn't like about you, so no. I mean, your job is literally just to do another filter on top of your own filter. You're not the one who has to write here, even though, oh, I write first. But writing first as a woman is, honestly, it's got to be a lot easier. Anyways, I don't see any good examples here of this, like, beautiful, awesome, funny, witty message that you want. I mean, why is it that if the content of the message is what you want in the first place, how come there's no good example of that in the post? Why? Is it like a huge secret to tell or not to tell men how to write a good message? Because otherwise that might give up the game about what you're attracted to and how to talk to women? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's a conspiracy. I can see a beam of light. The best comment reads as follows. Any girl who's at least a 4 out of 10 can get a ton of messages and line up a date most nights of the week. You've been doing this for 15 years, yet you're still single. Are you really as successful as you claim? 15 years. OkCupid, possibly 6 hours in a night, 15 years. Ladies and gentlemen, 1-5. Haha. Yeah, actually, like I said elsewhere, I've also scored solid relationships if I was looking for relationships, and awesome dates if I was just looking to date. I've never been turned down for a second date or dumped. 15 years, lady, of doing this hours a week, and you've never been dumped? There's only one reason for that. Only one. I don't want to get married or have children, so it's not like I consider being single a negative thing. Okay then. I just tend to walk away from relationships a little too easily. Yes, thousands of factors. Alright? You are willing to say, oh, I've never been dumped. That's because you're the one dumping them as soon as you're done with them. I have a feeling that you are quite the date and dumper. I suck at working through problems in relationships. Alright, I give you points. Bonus points to OP for being a little bit self-aware. But as far as using online dating to find relationships, I'm 100% satisfied. I'm not sure why some people are having a hard time believing that I am getting exactly what I want out of it. That is success in my book. Well, what you sound like you want out of it is a whole bunch of dick. And you're getting it. And yeah, I also thought that any one woman could get tons of messages and dates due to the ratio of men sending first messages to women. I expressed that numerous times all over this thread. However, a bunch of women have been chiming in left and right that it isn't true. I don't know either way. Probably never will. But yes, I am very happy with how OkCupid works for me. That's all I know. If my goal was to be married or a mommy by this age, then I could see how I could be seen as unsuccessful. But that simply isn't my situation or what I've been seeking in my life. I've been seeking out casual dating partners, occasional serious relationships, and then returning to dating once I no longer find the relationship fulfilling. Wow, you are a female pump and dumper. You're a female pump and dump. You pump and dump other dudes. Amazing. Certainly, we can admit I have commitment issues, but the problem isn't my success with meeting the right people. Ever. Oh boy. First of all, let me congratulate you on enjoying OkCupid. You seem to be doing quite well for yourself. However, the amount in which you use this website is concerning to me. You also have been doing it since you were a teenager, I guess. I think you have too many options, and because of this, you refuse to ever stick it out in a serious relationship. You have an addiction to finding new partners. If you give up too easily, you may never find what can be a truly rewarding experience in a committed relationship. Please, for the love of God, stop pumping in dumping other men and get a reasonable hobby. One that occurs offline. Salty. Alright guys, thanks for watching and adding a little salt to your life. We'll see you next time.